Ano po muna yung, reaction ninyo 'no, sa nangyari nga pong, raid or rescue na tinawag po nung mga pulis yesterday sa loob po ng campus?
Yeah, my immediate reaction upon learning about the incident yesterday morning was really surprise. So we were puzzled and we had many questions why it took place the way it did, because there was no prior coordination and as well as kind of a warrant that was given to us before people came in, and many of these things only came to our attention, I think, several hours later. I was in the meeting yesterday morning, the whole morning. And then when I opened my email and my cell phone, I only heard something about that coming from our staff and personnel in the Laban campus.
So Father, basically you weren't informed na may ganito silang gagawin? Kasi
Yeah, as
parang
far as yeah, correct.
opo, ang sinasabi po kasi nung mga pulis parang matagal na daw po nilang mino-monitor nga and apparently yung ilang parents daw po nitong mga lumad students, sila daw po yung mismong humingi ng tulong sa mga pulis para nga daw i-rescue itong mga bata.
Yeah. To put that one into context, four of the children were already able to go home. In fact, a plan for them to go home was already in place in batches, because they could not do that as one group because of their size. No, there were too many of them, and logistics like getting the right documents and also even for swab testing, all these things were very complicated and they would need time, so they could only be organized in small groups. So four of them were already able to go home, and then the arrival of the parents was something that was already anticipated at the retreat house. In fact, rooms were already being prepared for them. But what came as a surprise to the administrators of the retreat house was that, especially even to our security personnel, was that these parents came together with police officers, and that was not what we expected.
So Father, na bale hindi niyo pa po nakakausap itong mga magulang na 'to, na kasama nga po ng mga police officers?
Me, because I was not in the campus at that time, and even until now, I did not have an opportunity to get in touch with them, and I have no idea exactly where they are now. Even the children, we have no idea where they are currently located.
So Father, ano po yung balak po ng inyong, school sa ginawa po ng mga police officers dito?
Mm. Certainly, we would welcome kind of opportunity to have a discussion with the police officers, and we would want to understand where they're coming from, what are their concerns, and we would also want them to hear out our side, because if indeed they would like to know what's really happening in the facility, and what we've been doing to the children, they could have just come to us and ask us, and we could have easily kind of help them in getting the information that they were seeking. But the way it turned out is something to us, something which is not, I think, not helpful, especially to the children.
Father, ano po yung masasabi ninyo dahil ang allegedly ang sinasabi po nitong mga police officers at pati yung mga magulang, parang tini-train daw itong mga bata for a revolutionary training daw po, yung parang, info na nakuha nila. Ano
Yes.
po ba talaga yung nangyayari doon at itinuturo doon sa mga bata?
Yeah, I think that's the kind of information that has been going around, and I would say that it's understandable if you're going to justify the raid that they did and the rescue that they claim to have done. So that is the only way of the line of argument that they can use to justify their action. But from our point of view, as far as we are concerned, these children were kept inside the retreat house, supposedly only for 2 weeks. That was the original plan. But again, the lockdown happened, and they could not travel back home, and it extended and extended until this year. And but even then, we were already starting the process of sending them home, because here in Cebu, the restrictions somehow loosened. But again, talking about what kind of learning that were being imparted to the students is something that can easily be verified if these authorities really coordinated with us. And USC would be the first one to do something to stop whatever they're teaching, if indeed what they are teaching, as alleged by the police officers, where we're leading the children to become combatant and soldiers. And USC would be the first one to do something about that to stop the process. But again, there was no coordination and there was no communication between the police officers and the university.
So Father, kung titignan natin yung video 'no, kasi parang ang press release po nila sinasabi nila it was a rescue operation. Pero
Mm.
doon po sa video, ano pong reaction niyo? Would you agree na it's a rescue operation?
Again, the burden of responsibility of proving and supporting that narrative falls on the shoulder of those police officers who even labeled the whole operation as rescue, because again, the video that is being shown and viewed by many runs counter to that story, because as far as we are concerned, USC, we have been giving proper care and attention to these children. They have been given good accommodation, and in fact, we are allowing them to use our sports facilities for their recreation. So I would say we were doing our best to really take care of these children. So we question rescue the children from what? That is something that the uh, police officers will have to justify.
Father, dahil po sa nangyaring ito 'no, ano po sa tingin niyo yung magiging epekto nito?
I would say the bigger story here is really the plight of the Lumad communities, the members of the indigenous people, especially the children who have been deprived of the opportunity to receive education because of the things that are happening in respective places. They are exposed to violence and wars and in conflict areas, and they are caught in between operations between the NPAs, communist guerrillas, and the military, and they are victims of these circumstances. And on our part, as a university, we've been too happy and honored to be part of this initiative, first coming from the Archdiocese of Cebu, and then the SVD, Society of the Divine Word, and then of course the COSA, which is the Commission on Social Advocacies of the Archdiocese, and also the SOS. But we are only trying to play our part as an educational institution with strong advocacy for education, especially for those who are otherwise don't have the opportunity to receive basic education. So my fear is my hope is that out of this something will come out as good, like increasing the the national concern for our brothers in the indigenous communities, that may become a part of our national conversation, and looking after their predicament and finding ways to addressing their situations. And I think we can capitalize on this, and the real story here is really the story of the Lumad and our the children of the indigenous communities.
Of course, Father, nung, time na pumunta nga yung mga pulis, kasama rin po doon sa mga nahuli ay yung mga, volunteer na teachers 'no. Isa po doon si Chad Book 'no. He is a graduate from, UP Diliman. Paano po yung kamusta po yung situation nila? Were you able to contact them, yung mga nagtuturo po?
Again, from the side of the USC, we've not been having we've been not been able to contact them. So we are in the dark here in relation to exactly their current situation and where they are now. So we are trying to ask around, but so far we have not received any information.
Paano po yun, Father? Are you going to help them as well? Kasi siyempre, nandodoon sila as volunteer lang naman and
Yes.
siyempre yung thinking nga nila parang we're just here to teach the students.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they were caught in the middle na biglang ito pala yung iniisip ng mga magulang.
Yes. That's why this is our appeal to authorities and even to other organizations who can assist us. I think this is an opportunity for us to come together, uh, At the end of the day, we need to go beyond politics here. We need to go beyond other petty issues because we are talking about human beings, and they're right to get proper education, especially those teachers who are assisting the children. That we are talking about the future of individuals here, individuals who could otherwise make a positive change and positive impact on the development of our country. So certainly it's a concern for USC, and we USC will be more than willing to help them if we are given the chance to get in touch with these people. But so far we have not heard anything from them.